Hi there, it's Dave Norona out here, and today we're going to talk about avalanche safety. Whether you're a skier or snowboarder, snowshoer or snowmobiler, all out in the backcountry enjoying what we have to offer. The first thing we're going to talk about today is no one should be heading off into the backcountry without first taking an AST, an Avalanche Skills Training course. This is a 2-day course where a guide will take you through the proper etiquette of traveling through the backcountry and also using all the backcountry gear that you're going to need in case something goes wrong. The second thing is you also want to check out the Avalanche Association website. This will give you up-to-date bulletins on what's happening in your area. And as the Avalanche Associations have done such a great job, there's now lots of great information on websites, and also you can have it downloaded right to your phone. So there's no excuse for not knowing what the conditions are like in your area. Today we're going to take you through the 10 essentials, avalanche gear, and a little bit about what to look for if you're new to backcountry skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, or snowmobiling. The first thing we're going to talk about is the 10 essentials. These are things that any backcountry user should have on them at all times when they're in the backcountry. Some extra food in case you get stuck out there for a while on top of your regular food, lunch, etc. A lighter, a knife, a headlamp is a great idea, a spot transmitter. This is a GPS locator that you can hit a button to let people know if you're late that you're okay, but you're going to be late, or if there is a major emergency. It direct links to search and rescue and the RCMP in Canada and other search and rescue people elsewhere. You also want to make sure you have an extra jacket. This is a puffy that I like to carry because it stows up small in your pack. You also want to make sure you carry adequate water out there, and all this gear is designed so that if you were to get caught out in an overnighter trip that wasn't expected, that you would at least survive. You probably wouldn't be too happy, but you're going to survive, and that's the most important thing. The next thing we're going to talk about is avalanche safety gear, and this is the gear that you must carry as well at all times on your person. Not on your snowmobile, not in another pack at the bottom of the hill. It must be on your person at all times. When we talk about beacons, my personal favorite beacon is the BCA Tracker 2. This is a 3-antenna digital beacon. It's very, very simple to use, and you can literally give this to a brand new person, teach them how to turn it, go from transmit to search mode, and they're on their way to finding that person efficiently and quickly. And that's one of the things when you want to look for when you're looking at a transceiver, is how easy and simple it is to work with. And that's what I love about this tracker. The reason for that is usually when you're out in the backcountry, you're with loved ones or friends, and when something goes wrong like an avalanche, panic sets in, especially because we are not professional guides. And so what can happen is if you have gear that isn't as easy to use, lots of complicated things can happen. And so to have simple, easy gear means that you're going to find and get things done quicker. The next thing I want to talk about is a probe. This is a 240 centimeter probe from Genuine Guide Gear. They make gear for mountain guides all over the world, and the number one thing you want to see with your probe is that you can deploy it properly. I can't tell you how many times I've been involved with a clinic where people have, that's the first time they've pulled their probe out. How your probe works is throw it out on the snow, and there you go, engaged in seconds, and it should work that fast. So make sure you not only have a good probe, but that you know how to engage it properly and quickly. After we find the person and with the beacon and pinpoint them with the probe, we're now going to do what is usually the most work and the most important work, because we want to get that person out or get air to them as quickly as possible. You need to have a proper shovel. This is a Genuine Guide Gear Spade Tech shovel. It's used by mountain guides all over the world because it's lightweight, super durable. It has a very sharp edge here to cut through those blocks of ice and snow that are going to be what the snow is going to be like when there is an avalanche. It also has a telescopic handle so that it packs up small into your pack, but is almost like a full-size shovel when you're shoveling. All right, the final thing we're going to talk about today is Avalanche Backpacks. And this is an Avalanche Backpack from ABS. They've been making Avalanche Backpack since 1985. So they're the leader in the technology. Not only is the backpack super nice, this is called the powder line version of this. It has a base unit and then backpacks that zip in, so you can have different size backpacks whether you're doing a day trip or an overnighter. The ABS also uses a nitrogen cartridge to charge 2 airbags that total 170 liters of air. And what this does is keeps you on top of the snow during an avalanche. It also doesn't use a cable actuation, it uses a charge in the handle to fire through and puncture the pin in the nitrogen bottle. The airbags are inflated with 1/3 of the nitrogen charge and 2/3 of the outside air. And there are air scrubbers on the airbags to prevent any snow from reaching inside the bag. I'm going to put this ABS backpack on, just how we would if we were going off into the mountains. It's got a great buckling system here that is aluminum to keep the bag on in case of a violent avalanche. And with that, one of the most important things is to always make sure you put the strap around through your legs and back up into the pack. This ensures that if you are in a violent avalanche, that the pack will not be ripped off your body. When we're traveling from the car out to put on our skis or get on our snowmobile, we actually will have this covering the handle. And the handle can be moved on either your left side or your right side. When we move into avalanche terrain, we actually just move this over and it has full access to the handle. So I'm going to set this bag off and show you how it works right now. If we were skiing or snowmobiling down and when we get involved in an avalanche, we just and it happens that fast. You can see the 2 airbags are fully inflated, and also I still have all the mobility to ski or snowmobile and still see what's going on around me. Now, with this nitrogen charged ABS powder line pack, the first thing we need to do when we engage it is to move back to the safety out of avalanche terrain, and all we need to do to take the air out of the bags is pull this red sleeve down here and let the air out of the bag. And now what we would do is, once we pack up the bags and put them in the pack, you just need to bring your used cartridge and handle into an ABS dealer, and they will, for $25, hand you a brand new bottle and recharged handle that you easily screw into the bag and you're ready to go. Personally, what I do is I always have one of these on hand, so if anyone out there that is using an ABS bag blows one off and is in an avalanche, we can pack up the bag and instantly just screw another cartridge back in and another handle, and we're good to go. So today we've talked about all the avalanche safety gear that you need to safely travel in the backcountry. And hopefully we've made it easy and simple for you to see some of the benefits that some of the gear has. I can't stress enough, there's tons of great gear out on the market, and everybody will choose their own gear. That all the gear that you choose is simple and easy and can be an easy thought process for you to use in case something goes wrong. I hope you have a great winter out there, whether you're skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, or sledding up the POW. Have a great season.